Hello, it's Tad Walker here, and I, not in the centre of the shot, have got another Sunday Sport for you. Now, last week's Sunday Sport, quite disappointing, but this one, just from the front page, which I can actually show you, because no nudity, which is nice. Up here, public service announcement, do not clean your ear wax with a drill. Excellent. Side little thing, you won't believe what this man does with pink wafer biscuits. I cannot wait to find out. And the main article here, Gareth Southgate sex dwarf runs amok in a fish shop, and that's the one we're going to be checking out today. Let's get straight into it. A dwarf Gareth Southgate. Now I'll show you the picture. Lovely, clearly photoshopped. Love that. A dwarf Gareth Southgate double, unnecessary word there, ran amok at a fish shop when he heard the English gaffer had quit. Matty Jones, 29, yelled, "I'm ruined!" and he stomped on the cod and kippers. A pal said Matty has made a fortune being a lookout, but now he doesn't know how he's going to put food on the table. I mean, off the top of my head, with his fish shop business, just opened on the wrong page. Boobs. Oh, more boobs. Okay. Can I show the back of that? Yes. It looks like porn, but it's diving, which is nice. Okay. Nobody was particularly surprised when Gareth Southgate quit the England job last week after yet another oh so near at the Euros in Germany. But little Matty Jones still took the news very badly. The 29-year-old from Crewe in Cheshire, not too far away from me, a trains ride. 2 train rides. Been to Crewe station, nothing there. Who stands at 3'5". It says inches there, but I looked at that 5 and it looked like it said bins, and then in my head he was like, he stood at 3 foot when he's standing on bins, which isn't what it says at all. He spent the last 8 years making a pretty penny as a dwarf Gareth Southgate lookalike. Is there money to be made in that? Probably. I reckon for football orientated stag do's, like little Gareth Southgate fella, little midget fella, running around. Yeah, I could see that would be money to away. If there's grass on the field, play Ira Dwarf. He spent the last 8 years making a pretty penny as a dwarf Gareth Southgate lookalike. He's even starred in several porn films, thanks to his incredible miniature resemblance to ex-England boss. So when Matty heard Southgate 53 had quit, he lost it big time. And he was in the fish shop at the time. Is it they keep on saying fish shop. Is it a fishmonger's or is it a fish and chip shop? That's the story that I want to know. The results were messy. A witness who asked not to be identified for fear of reprisals said, "Everyone knows Matty around here, and we often see him in the fish shop as he loves his kippers for breakfast." Odd choice. He was looking a bit down after England's defeat. I imagine he was hoping Southgate would stay on as the manager for the World Cup in 2 years' time. His phone pinged, and it was obviously not the news alert that Gareth had, and it was obviously the news alert that Gareth had quit. He was still for a moment, and then he just lost it. He jumped over the counter and he was right among the fish. He started kicking halibut, cod and herrings all over the place, yelling, "I'm fucking ruined!" The assistants were cowering in the corner, terrified by his rage. I can only imagine the cost of the damage. Fish isn't cheap. In the end, the owner came out, doesn't even own the place, from the back and started twatting Matty with a broom until he fled. That's a funny image because he is a dwarf. Shop had to close for the rest of the day. Nobody wants to buy fish that's been trampled on by a midget. Last night, Matty refused to open the door at his £400,000 apartment in Crewe, telling our reporter to go fuck yourself. I want to do a bit of investigations about this. What apartment in Crewe are sold for 400,000. And you know what? As I'm saying it, I'm thinking that's my takeaway from the story. So I've literally just turned the page here to see what else was in the magazine, the paper. Literally next pages, I've got bather pulls gun on beach tosser. It's a short one, but I would imagine the entire story is that line. But they've written it. And another one, big full page spread. Can't show you, I don't think. Trump shooters Taylor Swift sex arse shame. It says, Taylor Swift's vibrating sex arse. I will shake it off. Very good. Trump's shooters Taylor Swift sex arse shame. What a fantastic collection of words that is. Fantastic. Love that. Okay, let's... The man who almost killed Donald Trump during last week's shooting attack was the owner of a well-used sex arse model of pop star Taylor Swift's body. FBI agents who were probing 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks found the celebrity sex appliance during a fingertip search of his parents' home in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. The small... Yeah, I can show that. The small Pittsburgh suburb is still reeling after the FBI named Crooks as the person who shot at Trump during the campaign rally. Now the well-heeled area has come to terms with the fact that when not plotting assassination, Crooks was balls deep in a silicone facsimile of 34-year-old Taylor's hindquarters. One shocked neighbour, who asked not to be named for fear of reprisals, exactly the same wording as the last article, said, Thomas always seems like a quiet young man. It's shocking to think that for hours and hours he was drooling with us as he pumped his seed into a plastic replica of Taylor Swift's lovely rectum. After all the community has had to face over the last week, this is almost too much to bear. The shocking revelation, which came after an FBI leak, has focused attention on America's unauthorized sex arse industry. Needless to say, Shake It Off star Taylor Swift has not put a name to an official sex arse. Exactly what my first thinking was. There's no licensing for this, it's a third party. And given the nature of a sex toy as well, I would imagine the cease and desists will come at a cost. It's a big old defamation case as well. Vibrating. But that has not stopped unscrupulous manufacturers from cashing in on her popularity. Dr. Marshall Williams, an expert on brand management at the University of Pittsburgh, said, technically, Taylor Swift could go after anyone producing a Taylor Swift sex art in the courts. Exactly what I said. But as soon as she closed one maker down, another would pop up, like a sex arse hydra. China. These things are made for pennies in China, which is of course beyond the jurisdiction of the US courts. Crooks, who was armed with a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle, opened fire at former President Trump. We're over the sex arse thing now. Where former President Trump, while he was addressing a crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, leaving one audience member dead and another 2 wounded. I wonder what happened to the sex arse. Just leave that there. Oh, not to stop halfway through, but I've just seen a side thing on the box of the supposed sex arse. High quality, super satisfaction with its ultra real feel, very fine sex arse, make all your dreams come true, come spelt wrong, with lovely Taylor Swift, including super vibration. They've written that a little bit Englishy, haven't they?